Hey dolls, welcome to Pinkies podcast. This episode may contain some naughty language, so if you're a delicate doll, bye bitch. But before you go, please hit like and subscribe. Thanks, honeys.
That show has given me a ton of anxiety that I've never, that I look back, the way that I get anxiety now, I look back and go, was I always like this? And I've spoke to a lot of people that were on the show, and the show 100% gave us a lot of doubt about ourselves because we were being so like
Set up.
How you're being set up, we were being told how crap you were.
Yeah.
So
because PK didn't hold back a lot of the time. It was like, that shit, shit.
I hold my hands up. I never got around once, and he was always nice to me. And when I got fired, you could see that he didn't really want to fire me. He was quite upset about it. And like, even though I've not heard from him, he did take me after the show had finished, and I was fired. My voice is going. Oh no. After I was fired, he did keep me down in London and take me to a Boy George gig.
Oh, wow.
And get me to photograph Boy George. So that was amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
That was amazing. And that I was so grateful they'd done that. But I mean, I think like when you're in these things, you think, oh yeah, like he said to me, anything you need, I'll be there for you. So I think when you're that vulnerable and you're at that stage that you just think, oh, I've made a friend for life.
Yeah.
And then you don't hear from them again.
And these
like,
people
okay,
move on and you're like,
they've got their own lives.
I know. And it's, I mean, you know, this is a thing where I've been in rooms with really high profile, high power people. And do you know, the one thing that I that really turns me off, and this is a thing where I just say what I think to my own detriment sometimes, but you know that thing, I don't know if you've ever had this, where somebody will be chatting away to you, and then somebody more interesting has come in the room, and they go,
and that's it,
and they go, and it's almost like that's kind of that, but like in a,
I think at the same
situation.
I think in the same sense as well, it actually had came out that PK and Denise were going through possibly a divorce.
Yeah. So what was she like on the set?
She was just like, her outfits and bags and that, I was like, gee,
head to
toe and Chanel and
can
all
we
that.
just say for 1 second, your outfits on that show were spot on.
Did you like
I
them?
actually really want to steal your outfit at the Gatsby night.
Gatsby,
the blazer.
That's actually, that was just all from Zara, and it's like a low bodysuit and everything like that. I've still got
that jacket with the
I'm having it anytime.
I'm coming round. I'm gonna steal it. I'll steal it. And then the pink cocoa suit.
Oh, what one was that?
You look so cute. The baby pink.
Oh yeah.
Love that. You just, the thing is, it's like you just rock everything, and you're cutting about on your sticks, and it's just like, and what?
I had heels on for the first few days.
You had serious heels on. That's what I was gonna say.
And then I was like, nah, get the trainers on. And then I came in with trainers on, and PK was like, if you want to wear trainers, you can wear trainers. I was like, thank you.
But you were just rocking it. This is what I mean. I think that's another thing that's inspirational, because people think, oh well, you know, if you're disabled in that way, well, you can't have heels on.
No, I mean,
heels
I've got two sticks that help hold me up, so I've got an advantage.
Yeah,
but it might look like a skill, but honestly, it's so easy. I've just got two crutches holding me up. Half the time I go over my incline.
But the thing is, it's like you don't let it stop you.
You can't let it though. See, when you're born with something, you can't let it get in the way of you loving fashion and things that you like to wear and things that make you feel good.
I love that.
So it definitely shouldn't, and it never has held me back. I mean, geez, when I look back on some of the things I wore back in the day.
I just think you should be doing more of this, just being out there as like, look.
I know. I mean,
look how great you can look.
Oh, honestly,
fabulous.
I think like for me, it is a big thing, and it's important for people to be able to see that. Like, just because you have a disability doesn't mean that it should hold you back and you should hide away.
And just because we're glam, we're not sluts, honey.
No, we're not. We're not. So stop
we're just
that.
Fucking fabulous. Jealous. We're just bloody fabulous. But this is the thing. It's like, don't judge a book by its cover.
I get it. You'll get it all the time. I get it all the time.
Oh yeah. All the hate stuff that I get.
Do you think you're better than everyone else?
Slag, blah blah blah. Honestly, that's what I get all the time.
I know,
and it's like to a point where you think, oh, should I post that? And I don't fucking care.
I don't care. No, I know.
Don't care.
You do that, don't you? Before you post, you'll look at it and go.
But then you get older, I think you just care less.
I know.
And you know, and you like you say, you're doing this.
If I'm out doing things, I'm posting.
Yeah.
I'm probably doing people's head in this weekend, because I love posted relentlessly.
There was one of your posts and it was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I got the content before I spilled coffee all over myself. And I was like, this is fucking great.
I cut my legs.
Oh no, you didn't.
Yeah, that was on Friday, because I was in Cardiff seeing Billy Joel, who was, I don't know if you like Billy Joel.
He did that hydro.
No.
Oh, was it
Cardiff.
Was it?
I drove literally.
I thought that was the hydro.
No, that was in Cardiff. 8 hours, an 8 hour drive. But anyway, he's unreal. He did a 2 hour set for 20 minutes. Did not even break a sweat.
Wow.
He's 75.
Wow. That's amazing.
Legend.
That's amazing. Is he coming up here? No.
I don't know why he played down in Cardiff, to be
weird.
honest. He said he's never played in Cardiff.
Why did I think those pictures were at the hydro? That is the weirdest thing.
75,000 people.
Didn't you go and see Stevie Nicks as well? My God, was that so good? Me too.
God.
I think I was born the wrong time.
Same. See Stevie Nicks, see my heart when she walked out onto the stage. I was just like...
Incredible.
And then see to think, I'm in a room with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And her stories and everything. And then I was obsessed with her.
Yeah.
I'm even more obsessed with her.
I was obsessed with your outfit.
Oh, did you like that?
It's just iconic.
TikTok.
So good. Really?
That
Wow.
outfit, £4.
Wow.
The all-in-one, that was £4.
And this is what
and
I'm
it was my
saying.
house coat. The thing on top was my silk Primark house coat.
I'm obsessed.
The whole thing
And
put
this-
together maybe like a tenner.
We're literally sitting in Pinkies Emporium right now, and this is what I say to people. It doesn't matter the cost of it.
No.
It's how you make it work.
Yeah. And I'm
You
not
know?
joking. I literally did not know what I was going to wear to that. I made that outfit up on the day of. And I feel like after I had Ivy, I lost my style.
Right.
And then I got it back.
Yeah.
And then I fell pregnant. And then I
Okay.
lost it. And then now I'm like that, it's creeping back in. Because sometimes when you become a mum, you're like, can I wear that?
Yeah, you could, oh my God,
no,
do it.
of course I
Yeah.
can, and I am now. But
Yeah.
you go through this stage
Yeah,
where you're
because
like,
you don't know.
you're not, all your emotions and your hormones are all over the place,
exactly.
and you're like, oh God, is that too booby? Or so you worry. And so it's now starts to creep back in when I'm getting my style back.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out the things that were in the cupboard, buried away.
Yeah.
And that day I was like, I have nothing to wear here. And I was like, right, thanks Stevie Nicks. Think something long, silky, lacy. House coat.
Yeah.
I bought a gym thing for you. And I just put it all together, and then I showed my aunt and she was like, I love it. She went, I thought you weren't going to go Stevie Nicks. I went, I wasn't, but it's just kind of happened. She went, well, mind you, I don't think I've ever seen Stevie Nicks wear a Gucci belt, but it's still stunning and I love it. And I was like, we'll work
That's
it.
what I'm saying. I feel like that's why we get on so well as well, because I think in the style stakes, it's one of those things where we do it our way.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I was dressed like that.
And
My dad was there and he was like, really, any need? I'm like, just get on with it.
Off. But this is the thing. It's like, you know, I mean, I've got a partner who's just like loves everything that I do. It's just like, yeah, do whatever you want. But it's so funny because if he was like I could never buy you clothing, it's like, because you pick things up and I think, oh my God, but
then
you
you
just
put
make
it
it
on.
work. He's like, I don't know, I would never ever know what to buy you.
Yeah.
He's like, because it's just crazy.
Because everything you wear is probably unique, and like if he got you something from like say Zara, you'd be like, I'm not, that's
just,
not me.
Yeah, and it's just how you style it. Because
It
there's
is.
things that now, like obviously doing the online selling, and like I was saying to you before, I put everything on. Doesn't matter what size it is.
Yeah, you
I put it on
on.
so people can see it on a body. But then I might put something on that's a size 20 and put a belt on it and go,
And it looks good.
honey, this is rocking.
I don't buy things by size.
No.
Like I buy it how it looks on me.
Yeah.
And I don't go by, right, okay, I'm a size 8 or 6. If I got a jumper the other day, I'm like extra large.
Yeah.
I was like, that's going to hang off, you know, but that's the vibe
That's
I
the
want for
style.
that outfit.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
But when we went down to Cardiff, I'd got cowboy boots, and my dad was like, what are they? I was like, it's my metallic cowboy boots. And he's like,
He
why
doesn't get
you-
it.
So he walked in the morning with them on. I've got a video of it.
Stop
I'm going to
it.
keep that for like his birthday, because he's got just his boxers on. And he's
Oh
walking
my
through with
God.
these on, slagging me. The amount of people that complimented them that night. My
Yeah.
dad went, I knew I should have wore those boots.
Oh,
I was
bless
like,
him.
you were literally slagging me, going, what are those? What are those?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loved them.
There you go. We just
Do you know
know.
what I mean?
We're the style setters, honey.
That's it. You
That's
just
what we
see, sometimes you look at things and you're like, oh, is that crazy? Am I
And
going
you
to
know,
look a
isn't
bit
it
wild?
funny because
But you go for it.
well, that's it. And you've talked about being anxious and things make you feel a certain way, and or how are people going to perceive this? But we always get to that point where we go, do you know what?
I don't care.
I'm just going to do it.
I've went the total. I've went from one end of the scale to the next. Like I've been like,
Yeah.
I'm so insecure, don't want anyone to look at me. To I'm going to wear all these crazy
then-
outfits and be like, look at. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
and do you
mad.
know what I
It's
think-
like full circle.
It is. And I think the only thing that maybe holds us back is that initial thing of what is people's perception of this going to be? Like if I've got my boobs out or if I've got something short on, I don't have something short on, I hate my legs. But like, it's that thing where we go, or people are just going to think, oh, I love myself. And I'm like, do you know what?
I do.
Yeah, I do. I know this looks great, so let's just do it.
I know.
But he'll know, because I'll say to Paul, I'll be like, oh, Jay, and he's like, fucking get more of it out. Just do it. Do you know, he's like, what are you doing?
Because sometimes you'll be like, do I get boobs or do I get bum out?
Yeah.
Like, boobs or legs. And then some majority of the time for me, I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Just get them both out.
Just do it. Just do it.
If you feel good, that's all.
Yeah.
All that matters is how you feel, and if you feel good,
and
then go for it.
who cares about people's perception? They don't know you.
No.
The only people that I'm not speaking for you, but I think the only people that I give a shit about is the people that love me and that are in my close family. That they're like, oh, you know, maybe not that or whatever. Then
I think like it would be. I couldn't imagine being with someone who was like, don't wear that.
Can you imagine? I could never.
I've been lucky in that sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes when I look back now, I wish that some exes like literally locked me up and was like, you're not going out like that. Or the makeup.
Some of the outfit fails. I know the makeup. I know
the clown cheeks I used to have. I used to have block eyebrows like Cleopatra. And the eyelid. I really wish they stepped in at that point, because like when you said all those years that we had bumped into, I really hope that it was not that long ago, because that was
incredible.
Offensive. Those years were offensive.
That was a while ago.
I mean, I don't live in Dumbarton anymore. I've moved away. So I moved away from Dumbarton just when COVID had hit. So maybe like 2018.
Yeah, I reckon so, because then I competed in 2019.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you looked incredible.
I don't think I had the rosy cheeks at that point. I think I'd grown out of that.
You just looked stunning.
Thank you.
And so we were talking about, like, obviously your pain and stuff. So is it literally just your leg that's affected by that condition?
No.
Right, okay, yeah, because I read about this. It's like,
it's throughout my whole entire body.
Okay.
So the one in my left leg is the one that stops me from walking, but through like my adult life, they've discovered that I've got it in like all my kind of like vital organs. I've got them basically in my spleen, my kidneys. I've got it in my liver.
Wow.
There was one that was found, a wee like blip in my, I think it was either my lung or my liver, and they had tested it for cancer, but it came back and it wasn't. Okay. And it was at that point they then said to me that I have like a tumour gene, which is nuts, because neither of my girls have got it. Like neither one of the two of them. Well, you thank goodness for that. But it's just like there's just been this freak thing that's happened.
That's crazy.
So
because none of your siblings,
none of them. It's just me. Yeah. And then when I had
special.
I know, unique. But when I had my little one, they said that I had it like in my pelvis and things like that.
Wow.
So they were like, it could be very dangerous. So before I had my daughters, they said that I couldn't have kids,
right,
because it'd be too dangerous.
Wow.
I've got two.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that PK says on the show.
Yeah,
he says they told you wouldn't walk.
Yeah, they told you that.
Told you wouldn't have kids. But they never explained it, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, tell people, because it's so interesting.
So basically they said like through growing up, so basically I've got it all throughout my body, but the one in my left leg is the one that's the most is that the right word? What's the word?
Debilitating.
Yeah, it's the word there.
Yeah.
Because I can't use it, but the ones in the rest of my body are fine. I just need to just keep safe. Like,
and do you? Because I read about this, they're saying that you shouldn't like increase your heart rate too much. Is that what? Still go to the gym and all. Still go to the gym and all that. Yeah. There's so many things that they say that you can and you can't do. I do what's right for me and what's important to me. They said that if I didn't keep fit and healthy, I could lose my leg by the age of 40. Wow. Not by like in my actual condition, because of sores that would appear in my leg through the friction of the bend. So I'm just like keeping active, keeping healthy, going to the gym. Because did they say to you that you would be in a chair? Like, yeah, they did. Right, so they basically said like I could never have children. It was too life risking to have a child. They then said, when I then said that when obviously I found out I was pregnant, they said you're going to need to go in a wheelchair to like carry yourself. Oh my god! I didn't. No. It says our hell. I was walking. I actually had heels on,
I had heels on.
Pregnant
pregnant on one leg with this massive bump, strutting about in boots. I don't know how.
Oh my God, you're incredible.
When I got home, I was literally like that for days. Oh my God, I'm not doing that again.
I'm like that now, Jesus.
Oh, honestly, but
and I'm not having no kids,
no,
honey.
they said I had to go on a chair, and I didn't. And when I did have Ivy, when you get a section, there's like a surgeon and there's a team.
Right. Okay.
When I had Ivy, I had 2 surgeons to remove her.
Wow.
A radiologist team. There was like 40 people in this room because they didn't think I was going to. They thought I was going to die.
Oh my God.
But they didn't think I was going to make it. I didn't think I was going to make it.
Wow.
Like when they found out I was pregnant, they were like,
oh my gosh.
we said, and I was like, I was 4 months when I found out I was pregnant also. So
no going back, honey.
No going back.
No.
But I'm so glad that it was at that point, because at that point in my life, things could have been different. Right?
She's an angel.
She is honestly the love of my life.
Aww.
And they were like, it was the shortest pregnancy ever, because it was only for like a couple of months, and then she was coming because it was a section. So I was going early, and I had this massive baby shower.
So have they,
because I didn't think I was going to. For me, it was like, I will have a big baby shower just in case something bad happens.
Oh,
it was wild.
my
I spent a lot of money.
That
it was like a wedding.
Oh my God.
But
that is so much to go through.
It was a lot.
Wow.
It was a lot. And then I went in, delivered her. She was out, and they turned around to my mum, who was in the delivery room with me, and went, "You need a bulldozer to take this girl out."
Yeah.
They were like, "You don't realise the amount of people that we now need to email and say that she's safe," because it was such a complex case for me that people aren't used to dealing with. That's why my leg's never been fixed. A lot of people can't treat it. They don't know what to do. If I went to A&E right now and said my leg's sore, they're like, "Oh," they don't know what to do. They really don't.
Yeah.
So
so they must have maybe published your case then, your case studies.
Yeah, so they asked me if they would. If they could use it for studying purposes, and I was like, yes, please, because I would love for someone else that is maybe going to be in this situation for them to get better treatment than what I ever have. But she was out, and that was it, and they were like, right, no more babies. I was like, I don't want another baby anyway. And then I was pregnant. I was pregnant within like 3 weeks or something.
Wow,
when I met Sean. Wow, yeah, that was fast.
Oh my gosh.
So then, they were like, "Oh God, fuck, she's back."
I love
they were
that.
like, "You're back," and I was like, "Yeah."
That.
So, but they were like, "We've mapped it out. We know what everything is." Because see, when I had Ivy, this is vile.
Yeah.
I'm embracing the moments with my brand new little baby.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, "So just to let you know, we lifted out your womb and your bits and had a nosy, and we've seen that the tumour where it is in your pelvis, and we've mapped it out, just so if you decide to have another one."
So you're literally holding your child and they're doing this?
They're like, blah,
oh
blah.
my god. Did they have a tent up?
Yeah,
but
the thing was above my head, and I could see the red, and I was like, "Could you please move that?"
Oh my god.
Do you know what they do in a section? You don't even know. They literally give you a wee shave and everything.
I can't do it. The only thing I can watch is boob surgery. I'm obsessed.
I can't watch that.
Oh, I love it. I would have loved to have seen mine, to be honest. I would have actually loved to have seen it. I actually said that to him, and he was like,
the yellow,
"You couldn't."
It's the yellow.
The fat bit. I
can't. Not a fan of that.
But no, I don't know. I think I was a bit obsessed before.
It's the smallest hole, and they just go. Bloop.
Yeah. It's incredible, isn't it, how they do it? But I just think, no, like that situation, hell no.
They give you the spinal, right? You get the spinal, and it's like, when I had Ada and had the spinal, they gave me the spinal, and I was going, stop, I can't, I'm so thirsty, you can't start, you need to give me water, like, I'm so thirsty. And they were like, no, it's your blood pressure. It was going up, and I was like, whoa. I was like, I feel like I've had a big glass of wine. And they were like, right, we need to bring her down again. I was like, stop. And they were like, lie down. I was like, I can't feel my legs. And they were like, you've done this before. And I'm like, I know, I'm freaking out.
But that's the thing though, because it's the unknown. You must have been, I cannot imagine how frightened you were.
I wasn't.
Were you not?
No, I've had so many.
Wow.
I've had like an array of surgeries, like going and delivering my 2 girls, even though with Ivy, obviously the fear and everything, like it sounds so bad. Going to hospital for surgery is like a wee holiday.
Yeah, it's a little break.
You get a good sleep.
Yeah.
They make you your tea.
Yeah.
Your dinner. I mean, the food isn't great. The food isn't great, but your family bring up great selection.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it doesn't go into see when people are like, I would never go for surgery. It scares me. I'm like,
honey, it's
the sleep-induced coma that you get put into is the best sleep that you're going to get.
I think for me, because I'm such a freak, I remember Paul come to pick me up and I was just like, right, we're going to the shops, and he was like, yeah, like just take it easy, like. And I was like, no, let's go.
Were you up right away?
Oh yeah, I was just like, let's go, honey, like I'm ready. And we went to. Well, we went. It was weird because we went to, was it Sainsbury's or somewhere on the way back, and I got up and I was like, and I went, oh yeah, slow down, honey, because I was just like,
I think you don't realise, like, when you have surgery after it, you feel great. That's the drugs.
Oh yeah,
that's the drugs. But then when they start wearing off, you're like, oh.
But
this
you know,
is
I
sore.
had like no bruising, like no pain. I think I only took painkillers for, was it a day?
It's quite quick.
Possibly 2 days. It was crazy, but I mean that's testament to that incredible surgeon, you know. But I think as well, it's like, because I've been so active, I am so active. Like people will say to me, like, you've got way too much energy, and I'm like, well, yeah, well that's why I train, because I can't sit still. Like I sit still, my legs always moving, like something, you know. Like
I'm sitting here playing with my wrists.
Yeah, it's just I cannot stop, and I feel like I would be very difficult to live with if I did not work out. And it was to the point where...
How long did you not work out?
Well, do you know, I can't remember what they said to me, but as soon as I was like,
able,
that day, I was on a bike. Yeah. I was doing it, and they were like, be really careful. I had the stockings on, and I was on a bike.
What, out? Like...
Oh, in the gym. My stockings on. my Nikes.
Listen, you've got to do what you've got to do.
I think the thing is as well, I mean, at that time, this is a whole nother podcast, but I had major body dysmorphia after competing, because that's when I got my boobs done. Oh, it's horrific. I would never.
Would you never do it
again? No.
Would you recommend it to anybody?
No.
Why? I'm interviewing you.
Yeah. Because it's so weird. It's like, I mean, I don't want to slag any of the companies that put these competitions on, but the first company I did it for, it felt like a cattle market. It just felt like a glorified dieting competition, and it wasn't my vibe. But the second show that I did was NABBA, and they were amazing. It was such a family feel.
You can't have water and all that.
You can't. Oh, honestly, that's a whole nother podcast. I'm telling you right now, there's so much that goes into it.
I've heard like some of the things, and I'm like,
you should come back and we should do all that.
Right, okay.
Because it's so like, it's such a mad, when you start telling people, it's like, thing is, it like you say, if somebody did come to me like, oh, I really want to do this, see if they really want to do it, I'd be like, do it, but this is how
what
to
you
be
need
safe.
To know.
Yeah, because afterwards I had a lot of, in my brain, I was in the wrong body.
Where
it was horrid, because as soon as you go back to normal weight, I was like, I am huge. Like, I can't, because I was like under 7 stone.
I didn't even think about that.
It was horrible. It was really, and then plus I had boobs as well. So
do you know what I think when you get your boobs done, when you first get them done, you're like, oh my god, I look like an alien. And then sometimes when you look at yourself, you're like, do I look big?
Yeah, yes.
It's so weird. And the first time I looked at mine when I first got them done, I was like, what have you done, you silly bitch?
Yeah.
I just looked at them and I was like, oh my god, I could eat my dinner off the both of these.
Because they're so
ballooned, they're swollen.
Yeah.
I literally, my first ones, I swear, like I could have put a bowl of cereal on them. And just God. Like, they were wild. But the second ones, like I was like, get them flat down.
Because you were on top of the muscle that first time as well, so they're even more so.
But when I lay down, they would like flop to the side at one point.
Oh no,
I swear, like people would look at it and go, are your boobs real or fake? And I'm like, well, what makes you say that? And they're like, because they're so big but they don't look fake. And I'm like, yes, I just look like I've got big massive jugs.
Yeah
So I had to get them.
I mean, it's an art, isn't it? Because the guy, I mean, I don't care. I'd put my before and after pictures out there, but it's like he created a cleavage.
I know.
You know, like it's
when
it's incredible.
You'd said earlier on that you didn't have, and that's what I said to you. I was like, how did you get them?
Yeah. Incredible. But it's even like the way that they draw it out, and you start to understand. And it's, I mean, I get very obsessive about, maybe it's like an ADHD, I don't know, I've never been diagnosed, but I'm very obsessive about things. Like if I'm going to do something, like I need to know all about it.
You book a holiday, you're on YouTube looking at the vlogs and everything.
I need everything, like every little damn thing.
It's like peace of mind though.
It is, but it's like, I think it's like, that was the same with bodybuilding. Like I had to know everything, and then it was the same like with boobs. And I used to watch Botched all the time. People were like, why the hell are you watching
I applied
Botched?
for that.
Did you?
Yeah, because
they did it in the UK, didn't they?
Yeah, no, I had applied for it because my boobs were botched,
Right.
and I wasn't getting anywhere with the surgeon to fix them, and then I emailed them, and then they actually get back to me saying that they were, but by that point I'd already got my boobs done. I was like, damn, paid all that money
because they pay for it as well.
They do.
Oh,
and I could have went to LA
Oh,
and met them.
oh my
But
god!
anyway, I love my boobs now.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
keep
it,
them.
and that's all that matters.
I'll maybe
And
give them a shout if I decide for boob job number 3.
Yeah.
I've got 2 kids now.
Well-
Can't be forking out money for boobs.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but never say never. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's always a Christmas or a birthday or something. That's
Always.
what I said. This was my Christmas
International
present.
Girlfriend's Day.
Yeah.
There's always a holiday that we can get
There's
for
always
us.
something we could do. But I mean, you know, we're not saying, and this is a funny thing now because you always get haters on things about, oh, you're telling people to go out and get boobs. And we're like, no,
Well,
we're just saying
definitely
to tell people to make yourself happy. Do what
Yeah.
makes you happy. But do your freaking research.
Oh, 100%.
Because, like you were saying, about
did
going
do
on
my
top of the
research,
muscle,
and they were a
I
shambles.
was, this is what I'm saying. I was obsessed, and I actually went to these
Is that-
surgeons.
so that's why you got yours under the muscle because
Yeah.
you did research.
I
and
knew
what was
all
the research?
about it. So because I'd been competing, I knew I wanted to continue to train.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I would get more of a natural look by having under the muscle, and plus I would still be able to train, even though they cut your pec. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
guys, they cut your pec in half. But I did loads of research about them, you know, moving, contractures, things like that. So I was just like, no, it definitely has to be in the muscle. And then I went to see the surgeon, and I was like, what do you think?
Were they tried it above?
No. I was like, what do you think? So he was like, yeah, well, and he was quite cagey at first because he said, do you know what? He said, I haven't worked with many women that train like you. He said, so I'm actually going to speak to one of my other colleagues.
Well, that's good then.
And he worked with Dubrow.
Oh,
Yeah, he worked with
stop.
him before, and he went out to like conferences with him and stuff. And he was like, yeah. So he spoke to loads of people, and he said, yeah, I think under the muscle, blah blah blah. And as soon as he said all the
You
things
were
that he
like,
said, I was
done.
like, you're the one,
Done.
because he's taking the time. He's not trying to sell you something.
I feel like there's surgeons out there, and I don't want to get pure for saying this, but I feel like there's surgeons out there that when someone goes for a boob job, they say, get your boobs above the muscle so that you come back for an uplift. I think it's a selling
Money
thing.
making.
I think it's a marketing thing. I
But
swear
this-
to
yeah.
God, I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they sell you the dream, you get them put in, and then like me, it was under 5 years. I looked like I had like really old boobs.
Yeah.
Really, I could tie them in a bowl.
Oh God.
Now that song, do your ears hang low? Mine says do your boobs hang low.
I called mine something about Mary tits before I had them done. You know the
legit.
granny?
Yeah.
That's what they were like.
And I swore that's what.
That was
and-
before I had them done.
And see, to be fair, the more I talk to people, they say the same thing, that they feel that surgeons are like, yeah, go for big, do that, and then you're back getting an uplift. My friend got hers done, and she now needs an uplift because too big an implant, skin couldn't withhold.
And you know, and that's one of the reasons that I knew I was going with Mr. Chu. He's fabulous, but he almost didn't try to talk me out of it, did he? But he was very much like, this can happen, this can happen, blah blah blah. He was very much
they put the fear of God into you.
Yeah, but he wasn't like, so we can do this, and I can
they
sell
don't.
you
They
this.
don't
and
paint you this.
Oh,
They do say to you,
Yeah.
don't they? Where they're like, I can't give you this perfect look that maybe you have in your head.
Exactly, because people go, well, you know, I want to be a D cup. Well, it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like
No.
that.
And you could have the same size implant as me,
But my
and we could have
boobs-
completely different size bras.
Because it depends on the size of your natural boob as
Yeah,
well.
and your back.
And where your nipples placed. And everything. It's all different.
And then there's all things like when I had them, so he said because of my chest plate, I couldn't go under a certain amount because my chest plate was wider. He said, you're very petite. He said, but your chest plate is wide. So if you went too small, they look like two freaking tangerines just stuck on there. Do you know what I mean? I was like, well, oh, I haven't got time for that, honey. Like, sort this out.
That's not what I'm here
But
for.
No. But it's like, it is that thing where you think you feel like you're in good hands.
Yeah,
you know?
do. You feel like you've got you've put your trust in them,
Yeah.
and you're only going to do that with someone that you feel is actually going to put the effort into research and like what he's done for you.
Yeah.
Imagine you went there and they were like, "Oh, just get it above." You're just you
No,
did
I
the right
wouldn't.
thing by researching because see, for
Yeah.
me when I went in blind,
Yeah.
I trusted the surgeon and it was a shit show.
Yeah.
Then I had to spend more money and get them fixed.
And that's it. And it's a business at the end of the day.
Well, that's it. That's it.
So if you need any advice, we're
just
always
don't.
here.
Just please. I would just say get.
Just go under.
Yeah,
Just go under.
Yeah,
Everything's,
a little bit of extra cushion.
everything's
just
better when you
pushes-
go under. And when I had that done, I took arnica before.
Oh, for the bruising.
And I literally had 2 bruises. That was it. 2 tiny bruises. And I mean, maybe it's because when I went to see them afterwards, the nurses said, all Mr. That's so patients good. Look like this is incredible. Because when you watch that surgery, it's brutal. Like when they do it. But
you
honestly, it had nothing.
My boobs for after that. Well, I had drips hanging out me.
Oh my God, no. Like no, I couldn't do that. No, that was one thing I was very frightened of.
I went home with little doggy bags of blood.
No,
that I had to drain in my toilet.
That was my fear. Stop it.
Actually. Tubes. I've got a photo somewhere in my phone.
You could deal with that, couldn't you? He's a ghoul. He could have dealt with that. I'd be like, no, I don't want to look at it.
Well, I had to I just had the brand and these wee bags either side, and then I had to go and measure how much blood was in them and then flush it out.
No.
And then I had to write it in a wee diary, and then I went back and they took the tubes out, and I'm not going to lie, but I was petrified of getting the tubes out, but I didn't feel a thing.
Well, this is what I was going to say to you about, so I had Arnica, because I'm all about natural remedies if I can. Yeah. And so you've spoke out about using CBD?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what?
So I basically use CBD gummies.
Okay.
And I first started taking CBD gummies for anxiety because of, like I said, it's went through the roof, and it really did help me. Mm-hmm. But then in the process of doing that, I then was like, my leg actually feels so much better.
That's incredible.
And I was like, is this actually really good? Because I never knew if it would be good for that. It was a kind of fluke for me.
Right, okay.
A total fluke. It was genuinely just doing it for anxiety, just to try and...
Oh, wow. See, I would have thought that was the other way around.
No, because I forget I've got this in my leg.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I just got on with it. I don't take, meds or anything like that. No. So the whole thing with the CBD was a total fluke.
Wow.
So I've got drops. So I put it in, I'll sometimes put it in my tea, or I'll put the droplets in my mouth. Then I have an array of gummies. I've got cherries, gummy bears, and then I actually have so I had them, and then I've got this mushroom. It's not actual.
Is that the tea? Coffee?
Yeah, it's not the illegal mushroom tea.
No.
No, I'm not. It's not that stuff. I'm not taking mushrooms.
Take mushrooms, guys.
Yeah, it's a mushroom hot chocolate.
Yes, my friend has that. Yeah. And he swears by it.
So I now take that, and that helps with my anxiety. So I feel like I was taking the gummies.
Is it vegan, that one?
Yes.
Oh, I need to try that.
I'll send you, because I've got a photo of it in the house. The one that I've got it from, I'm sure it's Orange County, mine's is from. Oh, cool. But it's great. So it really helps you sleep at night as well.
Wow.
So weird. I wouldn't, they say you can drink it throughout the day, but I would not. I drink it at night and I'm like...
Yeah. Well, I've had I see for anxiety and stuff because obviously it comes up in every fucking podcast that I do, but lockdown, I was so anxious about being out and freaked out, and since I've been a kid I used to use Rescue Remedy, the
that's
drops.
So see the little gums, that I had them during the show,
right? Or the Rescue Remedy ones.
I had the Rescue Remedy ones through the show, and then it was after the show I then thought I'm going to try CBD, because
and do you think the CBD is better?
Well, I felt like I was getting more, it was helping my leg more than the anxiety, right. So I was having it for anxiety relief. And I was it was okay.
Yeah.
But then I felt like my pain relief was getting better. So then I was still then anxious, and I'm like, right, so this is probably better for my pain.
Yeah. So you've never used anything topical on it? You've never used any cream or anything like that? Wow.
Nothing.
Wow. Okay.
I just moan.
Just deal with it.
Make me a cup of tea, I can't do anything. I don't get me wrong, see, while I go on, I'm pure
No, but women are powerful. This is another thing.
While I go on, I'm powerful and I've got my own, trust me, there is days where I'm I'm going to milk it today. I don't feel well.
Yeah, but you can. It's your right. You have to deal with it. But it's I think that is such a good thing that you can have something that can give you that form of relief, but at the same time, your pain, another person could probably never deal with that.
Oh, honestly, see the amount of times when I'm like that, I wish you could feel this, because not that I'm pure like that, I wish you had my pain.
No.
But
just so someone could understand.
So they can understand, because sometimes you do feel a bit God, do they think I'm being dramatic?
I think I'm all right. No, but I think a lot of the time, because you might even have that thing where you're just cutting about living your life and then people probably think I'm not in any pain here. I know. But it's just because you manage it so well. But this is from birth.
It's because I'm used to it. It's embedded in me, this pain. So they had when they spoke about cutting getting my leg amputated, they're like, it'll be in your your nervous system that even when this leg is amputated, you could still experience that phantom pain. And I'm like, because there was a period of time where I was like, cut it off, get it off. Get me a prosthetic. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Because there was someone that I had known had got into an accident, and he had his leg amputated, and he was back out walking with his prosthetic. And I'm like, that could be me.
Wow.
And they were like, no, you could still suffer from like phantom pains and all that. And I was like, oh, what's the point?
Oh gosh, it's weird that, isn't it? Because I remember.
Apparently, you still feel like an itch.
Yeah, I've heard that. I have heard that. One of my neighbours,
you would just scratch other leg like this.
Yeah, well, she used to have, this was years and years ago because I was really young, but it was one of our neighbours, and I used to do manicures and pedicures on her and stuff. And she was like, do you know what? I'm going to get something for my foot. This new thing's come out. And it was a rubber sock for the prosthetic leg, and it had toes on it.
Stop.
So I could paint the toenails.
Oh, see things
and
like that.
It's incredible.
People that come
it?
up with ideas and things like that are amazing.
Isn't it so
I
good?
love that.
It's just amazing.
It makes her feel confident.
Yeah.
Because you do, when you're on holiday and you've got things like with having a prosthetic, like, you know, there is going to be people there that are looking.
People are always going to look. But then
people
this is what I think is
like,
a really interesting thing with you, because people maybe think, oh, maybe she's had an accident because it's crutches.
Well, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, because I fell off my horse.
Yeah.
I make up so many stories that if I'm with my friends, I'm like, oh, she kicked my
just
head
can't
in
be
last
bothered.
weekend because I kissed her boyfriend. And people are like, oh, what you doing? And I'm like, yeah, it was my mum. She booted me down the stairs. She gets so violent when she has a drink.
That really reminds me
You
of.
need to have fun with it.
And you know what? That was so funny. I mean, it's probably not funny, but it is funny. When I was little, my brother, he was at nursery and he fell at nursery off this pram. And he's had a lot of problems, my brother. Fell, 2 black eyes, like massive egg on his forehead, 2 black eyes. So we're on the bus, peasant wagon, as I call them now.
I used to love the bus when I was younger.
There was this peasant wagons, and there was this old lady, and she kept turning around. She was like, and tutting. She kept looking at my brother and tutting at my mum, and my mum doesn't care, right? So this was about after the 6th time. Yeah. So she tapped her on the shoulder and she went, yeah. And that's because he wouldn't eat his breakfast. And this woman went, she ran off the bus.
Could you imagine if you did that now? The social would be at your door. Like, actually.
So funny. But it was just like, do you know what? If you've got an opinion, keep it to yourself. Like,
do you think that you're going to be parading your son about if you battered him back in blue?
Like, what on earth? But it's the same with it. But that's what I honestly feel like with you, because it's not a wheelchair or something that people would see, like a one stick, but because it's crutches, I think people just
it's a conversation starter.
Yeah, I think people would go, oh, well, they broke my leg, or you know, because who else do you know that works the crutches like you?
I know.
It's incredible.
People think that, and then they see me on the crutches. Like at weddings, everyone thinks, oh, she's been out in the piss last night.
Yeah,
she came to work.
Yeah,
who does that? That photographer's so unprofessional. And then throughout the day they're like, she's basically like on one crutch spinning around, hanging from trees.
And that's what I was going to say as well. So with your photography company, so it's SM Photography.
Yeah, SM Photography.
And so like, how does that work? How do you do it? Like,
I don't know.
How do you do it? Do you lean on the camera? Like, how does this?
I don't know.
Because I've seen one shoot with you and you're literally on the floor getting the amazing angle.
I mean, I'm on the
like,
floor,
wow.
I'm hanging from, I've been on the roof of Glasgow Central Station, which is made of glass. I climbed out a hotel window. Yeah, I've climbed trees. I've lay on city roads, in the main road. Nothing stops me. I usually kind of like, I suppose when I take them, it's like having it's a tripod.
Yeah.
I've got a free piece of equipment.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I just.
And you don't have anyone helping you. You just rock up.
So it's myself and my sister.
Right.
So
okay.
SM Photography it started off just me. Mm-hmm. And then my little sister came on board and my mum, so it's the 3 of us. It's a little family business.
Amazing.
So me and Christy are the photographers, and my mum does all the really, really, really boring stuff. I was going to say fun.
Bless her.
But yeah, she does all the invoicing and all that jazz. We do all the creative stuff.
And you have a studio, don't you, as well?
Yes, we have a studio in Renfrew. So we had one in Dumbarton as well for a few years, but we were over in Renfrew. We've been there for some time now. And yeah, it's great. We were at a female empowerment retreat, literally. I just got back yesterday, and that was probably one of the most amazing things that I've done, because we photographed like these women at this retreat. It was all about female empowerment, feeling good about yourself, and we we actually got to stay the whole time down there. It was a stunning house down in Ardley. I had a pool and everything.
Amazing.
I was sunbathing at work.
Love that.
Lying there sunbathing.
Love
but the
that.
most important thing was we met all these lovely ladies. I spent the time getting to know them, because in my field, like, it's so easy to take people's pictures.
Yeah.
But for me, it's important for me to get to know who I'm photographing.
Yeah.
And spending time with them and making them feel like they've known me for years and that we're friends. Because when I then do that, I get more out of their photos.
I was going to say, it tells more of a story. It's not just here's a shot.
So if you were to see any of our like reviews, everybody says, I feel like I've known these girls for years. Aww. Christy was my bridesmaid that I never had. Like, all those types of things, because we basically integrate into your group.
Yeah.
And we're like one of the gang.
Yeah.
And by us doing that, you then completely relax.
Yeah.
And we did that obviously at this shoot at the weekend there, and the photos.
I can't wait to see.
When I took the photos of the women, I showed them and they were crying.
Aww.
Like, upset but happy tears.
Yeah.
And me and Christy were just like sobbing ourselves.
This is what you do it for.
Because I was like, we've done our job right. And it just, like, to hear these women say how a tough time they've been having and how down they've been, and some of the ladies were even like going to cancel last minute. Aww. And to hear the way that they've left this retreat and the positive impact these pictures had on them, I'm like, this is why I love photography.
And you know, I used to, because when I was really heavily into my modelling stuff, I would always say to people, book a shoot. Because if you just want to feel good, it's great, because it's all about you.
Oh,
it's all about you, and I can imagine you just really making people feel incredible.
Oh, that's what it's all about. Like, we, like when we were doing it on Sunday, we were in the pool and I'm like hyping, like, get it, girl. Like, you're just pure screaming. And there was one of the girls where she had her dress on, she was swishing. I was like, oh god, you look like a salsa dancer. Next minute I'm doing this salsa dance with along with. So is she. I sent her the full backstage. She was like, do you know how to Zumba? This is a great. And I was like, stop it now.
Amazing.
So it just, we got like, we be working like that, you get the realness, the through in the photos. You want raw emotion. Like, it's so easy to pick up a camera and take a photo. A true photographer is someone that will bring through emotions and feelings into pictures, and that's what I love in my imagery. Like, I want people to look at a photo and be like, wow, that's strong. That's for these women, that's strong, that's empowering, that's like screams like freedom. Like,
this is me.
Love
and
that.
so you do wedding photography, you do studio shoots, everything.
So we do studio photography, although I'll say this and my sister will hear this and be like, correct them. Christy does the studio. Since I've had Ivy, I've been on maternity leave for the studio.
Okay.
I've never went back. No, I have. I went back a few times, but Christy smashes out the newborn photography. Like, she's just that. Every photographer has their niche.
Oh, the newborn.
Oh, I know.
Oh my god. But I was obsessed with Anne Geddes when I was little. Like, obsessed.
What?
You know, Anne Geddes, the artist, and she does the babies that are like in a pumpkin
or in a flower. Yes.
I was obsessed.
People will literally shove a baby into a pot if they can, like,
insane.
for pictures. We don't do that because, like, we did used to, but it just felt so cruel.
I know.
I had to sit sometimes and hold like a baby's head, and like, and now we just
weird,
do
it
so differently now, where we're like, we're not forcing them into like a pumpkin or a pot or like a motorbike helmet. Some of the requests are are nuts, but Christy does the studio work. I pop in and out. Hi.
But you like doing the weddings.
Bye. I love doing the weddings.
Everyone loves a wedding.
Oh my god, I love a wedding. Some
so
laugh.
Good, yeah.
So good. So we do the weddings, and then we do like the odd. We've done a few things with like TV stuff, like photographing behind the scenes.
Oh, that's cool.
And like I said at the weekend there, we did some with a brand, which we're now going to be kind of working with a lot more, which is really exciting. Because
was that the swimwear?
How amazing does she look?
Incredible.
Honestly,
that looks like, I don't know.
So she used to model.
She used to
model, but she's not modelled for a long time. And after she did the shoot with me, she was like, I think I want to get back into this.
Yes.
Like, yes.
Do it today.
I know, honestly.
She looks incredible.
Hopefully we've spoken. I think we're going to be working along, and I'm really excited about that because I love that sort of stuff, but I don't get to show that enough because the jobs aren't cut. The jobs that are coming in are the weddings, the newborns. So the fact that I'm now working along with this brand, I am super buzzing because I get to have that creative flair.
I love that, and
you have sexy photos, and you have the girls, like, I love it. I love that.
Because you can always put different spins on things. You can always elevate it to
definitely,
you know, your style.
Definitely.
I love that. So, have you got a random fact? Random fact.
I have got a random fact, right? But I was really thinking about this, right?
Okay.
And I always use one of them, but I'm going to
do it.
I'm going to say one that I don't usually say.
Okay.
Right, but it's not morbid because it's got a nice twist on it.
Okay.
So my fun fact is...
Okay.
I've died twice.
What?
Flatlined. Now, I only thought it was once, right? People are like, this isn't a fun fact. To me, this is cool. I think this is fucking cool as fuck.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. I thought it was only once. But I found out on Saturday it was actually twice by my dad, right? So I flatlined twice. So for me, I find that a fun fact because since that, it makes me believe that there is a reason that why I'm here.
Yeah.
I have a purpose.
Yeah.
And looking back on my life since when that happened when I was 9, I feel like I fucking smashed that.
Yeah.
And every opportunity that has came to me, i.e. like the TV, all this stuff, I've been like that. Fucking do
and
it.
that's why we get on. Right, because that is my vibe. People call me the yes man because if I was to write a CV, people would never believe me.
I say yes to everything. It's terrible. I probably
but that's how you experience life, honey.
And I feel like you need to. And if you look back and you go, I should have done that. So that was my fun fact. I've died twice, but the one that I always tell everybody, the one that I always tell everybody is I can breathe fire.
Can you actually?
Yeah.
What?
With a lighter and absinthe, but let's not get carried away.
Can we do this afterwards?
Literally, if my mum seen me do that, I would get grounded.
Oh my God.
I did it.
Let's do it. Just not in here. Just not in here. I've got some vintage pieces that are synthetic.
And the hair, no. Yeah, a lighter and absinthe, blew it. It was again a fluke. I got told in a bar in Ibiza, if you can do this, we'll give you free alcohol all night. And I was like, give me that lighter and give me that absinthe. I will do that. And I'd done it, and I was doing it ever since until my mum told me never to do it again because I could set my hair on fire.
Well, yeah, like that's insane. Oh my God. So one of my friends does it. He like breathes fire.
Yeah,
but like as his job.
Yeah, one of my brides does it too, and she has the stick, and she like.
Oh yeah, when they swallow.
Put that in their mouth,
they put like.
Do they?
Or like what is it? The kerosene or whatever. It's like in their mouth. Yeah, he spits it out.
Oh no, yeah, but how are they putting the fire in their mouth and putting it out?
Some of them put Vaseline in.
Just good to know for the next time.
Don't do it. Do not do this.
I might try kerosene, whatever it's called, kerosene instead of absinthe. It'll probably work better.
It stinks. It's like, and they have to hold it in the mouth. And I say to him all the time, like, have you ever? I know. I'm like, have you ever swallowed it?
What if they swallow it?
That's what I say to him. And
because
he's
if
like,
you swallow absinthe, you're on to a great night.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to die in anything like that. So
I know.
The only thing is, if you get a back spray, then your
Although,
face...
do you know one of the scariest things about that? A woman who he used to work with, she had, you know, the chains. They call it poi. So it's like fire poi.
Oh, and
so you know, and it like like it spins. Lassoed her neck, fully burnt all the way around, like a full. But she'd had a head transplant because it looked like she'd had her head sewn back on.
No,
how horrific
it's a no
is that?
From me. I'm never doing it again.
No,
I've not
and then
got
my other friend
that,
does the angle grinding stuff, but she has literally almost sliced her finger off a few times. It's horrific.
What's angle grinding?
So it's like an angle grinder, you know, like the grinder thing.
What? And they're like,
but they have like metal like knickers on and stuff, and they grind it, and sparks come off. Yeah, it's a real thing. What are people about? I'm saying this and you're in a freaking bar in Ibiza going, woo! Like,
thinking that I've got some serious talent. Clearly not.
This could be another sideline, to be fair.
I think, honestly, I think Mum would have... I've done too much to my mum in her life. Like,
I'm going to get you in one of my music videos doing that. I think it'd be iconic.
With the absinthe and a clipper lighter.
We'll just cover your hair in some Vaseline. Honestly, I've got so much crap on my hair today because it really needs a wash. But like, we'll just cover it.
Dry shampoo is the best thing ever. Before I came here, I was like...
Absolutely love it. And so... I feel like we've given quite a few tips for people.
We definitely have.
CBD gummies is a thing.
Yes.
Definitely.
Don't let anybody's opinion hold you back and being your true self. Mm-hmm. Like, just live life. You only get one life. Live it. Don't let anyone's negativity hold you back. Like, the best way to see life is there's always someone that's looking up to you and like there is always someone that's aspiring to be more like you.
Yeah.
So be your true
And don't be
best
ashamed to
self.
be glamorous.
No,
Glamour's for everybody, honey.
And
you know.
honestly, it's
Like,
expensive,
what is that about?
but it's great.
It's great. We love it.
We were born
And
we were born this
we were
week,
born this way,
honey.
honey. Yes. And tits under the muscle.
Tits under the muscle, yeah. Yeah,
love
that's
That's
it. That's
our top tip.
That's our top tips.
I love that. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so much fun.
I feel like you need to come back. This
I will.
is so good.
I'm going shopping.
Yeah, I think we need to go shopping now.
As soon as I came in here, I was like, oh, there's lots of things.
And there's a good advert for you.
Have you done the socials?
Oh, no,
Oh,
yeah, I'll
sorry.
do that as well.
Pick it up from the thank you and do the socials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that. So thank you so much
You
for
are so
coming.
welcome.
You're just amazing. And so how can people find you?
I'll give you my number if you can
Yeah.
give it out. Okay, no. Just on socials. On Instagram is SM Photography X, and then for my personal it's Stacey MacLeod X.
Amazing. And so, yeah, if you want some incredible photos and you want to see this Glamazon's life, honey.
Sorry,
check her out.
again. I thought you were saying if I want to have a look at all your beautiful stuff.
Well, this is another thing. Like, is this not a good advert? You literally want to go shopping now, don't you?
I literally came in here and I was like, she's brought me in here because she's put all a magpie, and I'm like, ooh.
I've put all the bits out just for
I
you.
know.
I know. Honestly, it's lethal, this shop.
It
but
really
yeah.
is.
So we're going to go shopping.
Honestly,
Thank
I
you so
really
much.
appreciate you having me. I've had
I feel
the
like we
best
could have
time.
our own show.
By the way,
I feel we need another one.
why do we not like do one, like put a poll on, like now you do like embarrassing story, like that's it, this we can talk about
We
this
could do
off camera.
everything. We could do everything. We're going to do it.
Let's do it.
Watch this space.
I love that for us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.